all in agreement. You deserve to be free, independent, and democratic. We are that, that's for sure. Well, unfortunately, I'm very sorry, but I'm feeling lonely after an army of MP, British MP, American MP, and the next, German MP. But you are in France, and thank you for coming. So, I'm very pleased to be with you for, I don't know how many times, but every year it's a sort of family meeting now for democracy and for a free Iran. So, first, and I'll be very short, allow me to say some sentences in English, then after to turn to France. I want to congratulate and I pay respect to this fantastic Albanian people and the representative of the Albanian government, because they were the only one to welcome the people from Ashraf and Liberty. So thank you for that, Albanian people. People of Iran have been suppressed for 38 years. 38 years. Suppressed by a theocratic regime, Islamic extremism and fundamentalism, meanwhile, were coming. Why? Because its current form, it started with the regime of the Ayatollah. The regime of the Ayatollah is the base of extremism. So, people of Iran are very right and deserve to get at least a better regime. They deserve to have freedom and democracy. They deserve to have free election through which they can elect their true representatives and not those who have been elected by the supreme leader. Okay, you will be. And as they all said at this podium, change in Iran will open the way to end the extremism in all the region, the extremism born in the name of Islam throughout the region. This is not because Islam is a good ground for terrorism. These people are using Islam as a tool for extremism and murdering. So please, you have not only your role and the necessity of changing Iran, but changing Iran is certainly the beginning of a real change for democracy in the whole region. And another time I want also to congratulate Madame Rajavi, because it's always a lesson. And if I was very imprudent, I will say a lesson of charm, but I can't say so. It's a lesson of political truth, talking in the name of the Mujahideen. Madame Rajavi is a good example. This is not only the good example, but the beginning of a real perspective to change the regime for democracy. An Islamic lady to be president of Iran should be the beginning of a huge, immense change. So, another time, Madame Rajavi, another time, congratulations and thank you. Muslims who are calling for gender equality, separation of region and state, religion and state, we have the example of what Madame Rajavi said. And another time, for the third time, thank you. Maintenant, if you want to understand my French, take your earphones. Maintenant, si vous voulez bien,
now,
quelques mots en français.
if you'll allow me, I'll just like to conclude in French.
I'm not looking tired, but it makes some hours listening. Dans mon pays, dans le passé,
In my country, in the
vous
past,
avez été victime des
you
manœuvres
have
les plus
suffered
diverses et les plus
different
fausses.
wrongdoings.
Je suis moi-même coupable
I personally, I'm
d'avoir
guilty
écouté
because I listened
votre mouvement
to the people who were blaming your movement, who accused you of terrorism.
Il s'agissait de mensonges.
But these were lies.
Il faut souligner que vos
And I have to say that your
votre position
democratic
ferme sur la parité
determination, your position, your stance regarding gender equality, about the role of women in politics, about the separation between the mosque and the state,
ont très bien défini, encore une fois,
determined,
dans les mots employés par Madame Rajavi,
like Mrs. Rajavi
bien
said.
distinguer votre mouvement des autres mouvements du
Your
Moyen-Orient.
stance, your political stance, is what distinguished your movement from the other movements in the Middle East. Let's compare what is being said here and what is being said elsewhere in the Middle East.
Mais à chaque veille de votre grand mouvement annuel,
Every day before
toute l'Europe,
this gathering, millions of, thousands of people coming from all over Europe
dénaturer votre mouvement.
are at risk, and the government of Tehran is trying to blame you in your movement. The Minister Sharif yesterday was welcomed and hosted at the Quai d'Orsay,
L'idée de dicter sa conduite à mon ami
the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Drian,
And I don't want to blame Mr. Le Drian, who used to be an amazing Minister of Defense and who is now the Minister of Foreign Affairs. But we are in
a le droit de
an old
recevoir
republic,
qui elle veut.
and we can welcome anyone we want.
Peut-être aussi le droit de choisir son
But
moment.
we should also maybe do things in a timely fashion.
Sharif, la veille,
Welcoming Mr. Sharif the day before this great gathering, I believe,
c'est mal choisi.
was not extremely well timed.
Les mollahs
And once again, the mullahs
de déstabiliser
were trying to destabilize the Mujahideen's movement. They were trying to do blackmail
mais il
and
y a
lie, but,
m'en félicite
and
de communiquer
I'm quite
publier, ni
happy
parmi
about it and proud about it, there was no public release by the government about Mr. Sharif's
pour cela.
visit, and I'm really happy about it.
L'Iran des mollahs
The Iran of the mullahs, and I'll conclude with this, is involved
les guerres
in all
de la région. Impliqué
the
dans la guerre de
conflicts
Syrie,
throughout the region: Syria,
impliqué en Irak,
Iraq,
impliqué au Yémen.
Yemen.
N'oublions pas ça.
Let's not forget that.
Je suis
We cannot
très
forget that,
partisan
and
des
I'm
démarches en faveur de la
really
paix.
in favor
Je suis très partisan d'essayer de
approaches
trouver un
towards
chemin
peace, and I'm in favor of trying to find a path for peace in the region, but not at any cost.
avec une alliance
Not
qui, au contraire,
with
menace
an alliance that would
et maintient cette paix.
threaten
Je pense
peace
très
and maintain
à Monsieur Bachar
the war.
al-Assad.
And I'm thinking of Bashar al-Assad
Voilà.
here.
Cette paix,
This is what I wanted to say, and this peace, the peace I aspire to, and the peace that you're aspiring to, the peace Iran aspires to,
dans votre pays, l'Iran,
especially in your country, in Iran, will not be
sans
possible
démocratie. Et en donnant
without democracy.
encore une fois
And again,
l'ampleur à votre mouvement annuel,
by giving so much echo to your yearly gathering, you're able to prove it
des élections libres,
by demanding free elections for a free Iran, as I was saying
of my
at the
non-speech.
beginning of my non-speech.
Vive le peuple d'Iran!
So long live the people of Iran, long live your movement.
Abat le pouvoir de la théocratie,
Let's stop the power of
la
theocracy,
démocratie.
and long live democracy.